No parent wants to hear that their child has an incurable condition, but every day more children are diagnosed with autism. Recently, I had the opportunity to sit down one-on-one with Dr. Temple Grandin at the College of Charleston. She's a best-selling author and lecturer who lives with autism. Tonight, her advice to others on the spectrum and off. The latest statistics show that 1 in 88 kids has autism, a disorder that affects the development of the brain. But you can't just look at someone and tell they're autistic.
Different levels of autism. At one end of the continuum, you got Einstein and Steve Jobs and Tesla, who invented the power plant. And at the other end of the spectrum, you've got somebody who's going to remain nonverbal with a lot of handicaps. And then there's everything in between.
Dr. Temple Grandin, professor at Colorado State University, is a well-known industrial design expert. She also has autism and has become one of the leading autism advocates in the world. One of the early warning signs, she says, is lack of speech or delayed speech in toddlers. She emphasizes the worst thing a parent can do is wait to get help.
Don't wait. And if you're out in a rural area somewhere and you can't get services, you get some church grannies to come in and just work with that kid. And some of those grannies are going to have the knack, and some of those grannies are not going to have the knack to kind of know just how to push to get through to this kid, play games with him, but you can't just let them sit in the corner vegetating. Sensory
issues is another aspect that some on the autism spectrum deal with. Sights, sounds, textures, and smells that most people don't even recognize can be unbearable for someone with autism.
If you're in a busy sports bar with 10 TVs going on at once, some kids have problems with fluorescent lights. They can't tolerate the flicker of fluorescent lights. Another child can't stand the buzzer on the gymnasium scoreboard. It hurts his ears. And these sensory problems can be really bad, and they're an area where we really need to do research.
Lots of research is being done in the area of autism. There are ways to live with it, but there is no cure. And if there was a cure, Dr. Grandin says living in a world totally free of autism is probably not a world many of us would want to face.
And if you were to get rid of all of the autism genetics, well, you're going to get rid of half of Silicon Valley, who's going to fix your computer. You know, there's a point where it's part of normal variations.
Now, we want to emphasize again that the autism spectrum is very wide and very varied, but help is available out there for you. On the web, you can go to the SC Department of Disabilities and Special Needs at www.ddsn.sc.gov. Autism Speaks is a great resource, autismspeaks.org, and to read about how my own family is learning to deal with autism, you may want to check out my wife's blog on aisle9.com.